What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining me this week for another video. This week's video is probably going to be a bit polarizing again. Another sensitive topic for some people. I'm going to be talking about the Second Amendment. So if you're interested to hear what I have to say, please stay tuned. So let's get into this. Alright, so the Second Amendment. Where do you guys land on this topic? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you indifferent? Well, I'm going to bring up what the Second Amendment says and show you a video, a clip, and then I'll come back and I'll give my thoughts of the whole thing at the end, okay? So, first, the Second Amendment. It says, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, what does this mean in simple terms? Well, in simple terms, it means as an American, you have the individual right to arm yourself. Okay, well, that's pretty straightforward. But let's, for those of you that may or may not know what the term infringed is, I'm just going to show you the definition just so that we're all on the same page, okay? It's infringe is to actively break the terms of a law or an agreement. So, with all of this being said, I'm going to show you a video of this guy named Mark Robinson. He was testifying before a city council in Greensboro, North Carolina, because they were trying to cancel the gun show that was coming to town after this mass shooting. The video is a little bit pixelated, but it's a really good video, and I wanted to include this. So just check this out, and I'll come back afterwards, and we'll discuss, okay? So.
I didn't have time to
You have to give us your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Mark Robinson. I live at That's right here in Greensboro. Lived in Greensboro all my life. I didn't have time to write a fancy speech. I didn't have time to, I didn't have the resource of an English teacher to sit down and write a speech with at school today and be, brought over here or practice or anything. What I really came down here for is this. I've heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group, and domestic violence and blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight. It's ridiculous. I don't think Rod Serling could come up with a better script. It does not make any sense. The law-abiding citizens of this community and many communities around this country, we're the first ones taxed and the last ones considered and the first ones punished when things like this happens, because our rights are the ones that are being taken away. That's the reason why I came down here today. Gun show or no gun show, NRA or no NRA. I'm here to stand up for the law-abiding citizens of this community, because I'm going to tell you that what's going to happen. You can take the guns away from us all you want to. You all write a law, I follow the law, I'll bring my guns down here, I'll turn them in. But here's what's going to happen. The Crips and the Bloods on the other side of town, they're not going to turn their guns in. They're going to hold on to them. And what's going to happen when you have to send the police down there to go take them? The police can barely enforce the law as it is. It's what I see. We demonize the police, criminalize and vilify the police, and we make the criminals into victims. And we're talking about restricting guns? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that when the police department's already hamstrung? You're not going to be able to go down here and take these guns from these criminals. So the criminals are going to hold on to their guns. They're still going to have them. They're still going to break in my house, and they're still going to shoot me with them. And guess who's going to be the one that suffers? It's going to be me. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, it is not going to happen without a fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean shots fired. I don't mean fist thrown. I mean I'm going to come down here to this city council and raise hell just like these loonies from the left do until you listen to the majority of the people in this city. And I am the majority. The majority of the people in this city are law-abiding, and they follow the law, and they want their constitutional right to be able to bear arms. They want to be able to go to the gun show and buy a hunting rifle or sport rifle. There are no military-grade weapons sold at the gun show. An AR-15 is not a military-grade weapon. Anybody that would go into combat with an AR-15 is a fool. It's a semi-automatic 22 rifle. You'd be killed in 15 minutes in combat with that thing. So we need to dispel all these myths, and we need to drop all this division that we got going on here. Because the bottom line is, when that Second Amendment was written, whether the framers liked it or not, they wrote it for everybody. And I am everybody. And the law-abiding citizens of this city are everybody. And we want our rights, and we want to keep our rights. And by God, we're going to keep them, come hell or high water.
All right, so isn't that interesting? There's a lot of stuff that he brought up in that, and a lot of truth that he brought up in that. Because think about it. Every time these tragic mass shootings happen, which, is really, really tragic, people, and when I say people, I mean like in government, city councils, all of these high people in power that can pass laws or create laws, this is what they shout for. Take away the guns, restrict the rights, okay? But one, that does nothing, okay? That does nothing. Because you take away the guns, or you pass a law, like he was saying in that video, to have people turn in the guns, okay? The law-abiding citizens, okay, they'll turn in the guns, okay? But the criminals won't turn in the guns, okay? They're still gonna get their hands on it. And a gun is just a tool, okay? If somebody who is mentally deranged that wants to go in and shoot up a place, okay, they want to kill people, they're going to kill people, whether it's by a gun, by a knife, like a machete, something. They are going to go in there and do things. So are we going to ban every single, weapon? No. What we have to do is we have to put more things in place to, one, screen these people who are, trying to purchase guns, right? But it is our constitutional right to, keep and bear arms, right? We, as an American citizen, have that right. And it shall not be infringed, like I brought up, okay? It shall not be infringed, which means it cannot be stepped on or broken. This law cannot be broken. So by passing a law to take away our guns is breaking this, is infringing our rights. And if it goes against the Constitution, okay, then there can't be a law that's passed to infringe that. There is a place for the military, okay? There is a place for the military. But there's also, the Second Amendment was written, okay, for the American people to protect us against a tyrannical government, okay? The government overreach, which we are seeing nowadays. All these laws being passed, people being allowed to, compete, like biological men being allowed to compete in women's sports, and, all this convoluted stuff that the government's allowing, and then it's going to spill over into other stuff, and there's, they're going to try to pass laws about, oh, you do this now or you do that. This Second Amendment was written okay, so that we as an American people can protect ourselves against a government that is starting to become more of a tyranny, okay, than really being a constitutional republic, which is what our country was founded upon, okay? So we have to understand that taking away the guns is not going to solve the problem. We have to do deeper, maybe background checks to figure out if these people that are putting in these applications for guns, to purchase guns, are mentally stable. The kind of thorough background checks that's maybe required of people who are enlisting in the military and like the really secret, they need a secret security clearance, and they have to have an extensive and exhaustive background check to contact all the references that you would put on an application. You have to contact every single one of these people, get an idea of who this person is, okay? But taking away the guns from the American people and removing that and infringing on the right is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. So I don't know where you guys kind of come down on this issue, but I hope that this kind of at least clarifies some things for those of you that either didn't really have an idea or an opinion one way or the other. Maybe now you do. For those that did and you had an opposing opinion, maybe this kind of gives some clarity into why us as an American people that are pro-guns, why we are pro-guns, okay? Because you might think to yourself, the government is not tyrannical, okay? Not now, but the rate at which stuff is going, we have to protect ourselves, okay? We have to protect ourselves, we have to protect our families. And how do we do that? The Second Amendment. We have that right as an American people, the individual right to keep and bear arms, okay? To keep and bear arms. Remember that. It is our right written in the Constitution, okay? And that cannot be broken, that cannot be overturned. It was written in our Constitution, and there it will stay. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys have some clarity now. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And I encourage you to maybe even share it with people who have different views and see what they think. Maybe make it a topic of a conversation starter, just so that they kind of know. I appreciate you guys tuning in every week, and until next week, you guys stay safe out there, and remember, God loves you.